14 minutes before 12 o'clock. I feel bad for the people who hear that we have somebody famous coming on the air, and then they wait outside the window, and then they find out it's a phone interview, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. I know you're not kids. Mary Higgins Clark is on the phone. Yay!
Yeah, she's marvelous.
Look at
she's a rock star.
They're all waiting. All right, well, let's get her on. All right. Mary Higgins, oh my gosh, what a following she has. She's got a new book. It's called I've Got My Eyes on You. Yes, we will give it away at the end. She is the queen of suspense. She's an award-winning New York Times bestselling author. Good morning, Mary Higgins Clark. You have a following out there. Good morning, Mary.
Oh, good morning, Larry. And of course, that's music to my ears.
Where are you? Where do you live? Not that we're going to come to your house. I'm just saying.
Entirely welcome. I live in Saddle River, New Jersey, which is where I have set this latest book.
Yes, that's where the book is set. So were you driving around town and you said, wait a minute, I got an idea for this town?
No, I do use the New Jersey background sometimes because New Jersey has a bad rap as though it's a terrible state.
I know.
And there are so many beautiful places in it that I'm a one-woman campaign to make... I think the governor should give me a medal.
I think so, too.
Because I think six books have been set in New Jersey.
We have a publicist who actually calls us from New Jersey all the time, and we met her. We've worked with her for a dozen years, maybe, and we met her for the first time the day before Thanksgiving, I think it was, last year. It was so nice to get to meet her. Yeah, and Robin's son, in fact, lives in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Mary?
Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, I was saying that Robin's son lives in New Jersey.
Oh, really? Where?
Clifton.
Oh, that's not far away.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm assuming he loves it, right?
Yes, he does. He and his wife, they just absolutely love it.
I'm trying to figure out a way to stop this. Is it echoing on your end, Mary? Are you having an echo?
No, I'm not. Are you?
Oh.
And congratulations on your birthday.
Oh, my God. Christmas Eve. The day before, I was only 89. Then I woke up on Christmas Eve and said, my God, I'm 90 years old.
You don't look 90 at all. I'm looking at your picture right here on Amazon. So tell me about this story. I've Got My Eyes on You. What a great title.
Well, it's set as they usually are, and something happens immediately. And this one, parents have gone away for the weekend, and when they came home, the house is an absolute mess with beer bottles and paper plates thrown all over. And the older girl, the sister, in the backyard. And when she looks down in the pool, her baby sister, age 18, is at the bottom of the pool.
Oh, man.
That's the way the book begins.
Oh, gee.
And Aileen is a very interesting character because she has her own trials and tribulations, but she wants to help.
Oh, yes, because her mother especially is so frantic. She knows she has to help to find whoever did it, so there'll be some satisfaction that someone will be punished for doing it. And the detective is on the case is equally passionate. And between the two of them, they exchange information to see if they can pin down which of the 30 kids who were at the party did it, or did someone else do it.
And that's the most amazing part of your books, is because you really can't read into the future. You have really mastered your craft.
Oh, thank you. Well, you never take it for granted. Every book is a new book, and it's as though it's a new baby. You want it to be perfect. So the when I write a book, I don't take for granted the fact I have other successful books behind me. I always remember what an editor said to me years ago, Mary, you could write the phone book once.
So tell me about the 75th printing of Where Are the Children? That must be some kind of a record. Was that your first book? Was that your first hit book? Tell me about that one and your early years as a writer.
Well, I started by writing short stories, and I did have some success with them. In fact, the Saturday Evening Post, it was one of the 10 best stories of the year, and I loved doing that. But then everyone stopped printing fiction. All the magazines turned to complete nonfiction. So I had no place to go. I had made $7,000 in 1963, and in 1964, I had made $50 writing.
Oh, man.
My husband said he was supporting an indigent writer.
So
that's when I knew I had to write a book. And the first one was Mount Vernon Love Story, beautifully reviewed, and no one bought it. And that's when I thought, I've got to write a book that will sell. And I realized when I looked at my shelves that I had so many suspense novels written by such great writers as Daphne du Maurier and Josephine Tey. And I thought, I have loved these. I have always tried to analyze the way they're written and the characters being introduced. And I thought, I was good at analyzing them, so let's see if I can write one. That happily became Where Are the Children?
Oh, really? And was it? Did you already have a relationship with a publisher, or was that the hard next step? Once the book was written, was it hard to get it published?
Well, the first publisher of the Mount Vernon Love Story did not do suspense, so I never even sent it to her. But the book was rejected twice by major publishers, and then Simon & Schuster bought it, and for $3,000, and I was in heaven to be published by Simon & Schuster.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, because as I got more successful, other publishers came to me, and one of them came and he said, is there any way we can disenchant you with Simon & Schuster? I said, what'd you turn me down for? You were the first one I sent it to.
Wow.
Oh, I love
good
that
for
story.
you.
I love that story. So I have a personal question to ask you. You said the word bottle before, and you pronounced it that way, bottle. My family is from the Bronx. Are you from the Bronx?
Oh, definitely. And today you read so much about the bad parts of it. But where we lived, well, there was a farm around the corner. and Angelina would come. God bless her, your mama. God bless her, your papa. Nicer stringer beans today.
You really run the gamut of writing. I mean, for adults, and then you've also written the children's books. And how do you get into that frame of mind for the entire different audience?
Well, of course, having had a family and then watching grandchildren grow up, I have a sense of how they think and what they would make them happy. In fact, what makes the boy happy in my second book, the Christmas book, is the little horse that he can pedal around. And I gave one of those to my grandson, 30 years ago, and knew how delighted he was. So some of it is fiction, but a lot of it is memory.
Oh my gosh!
Why do you? I have a question to ask you not about music, but I'm going to use music as a way to ask the question. When a songwriter, a composer, writes music, it almost seems like it's from an era. So that like Glenn Miller, let's use him as an example. I don't know if he was a composer, but a composer from that era. No matter how old they got, they always would write, and it sounded like it came from that era. And the problem with that is that the buying public didn't always buy that same style. How is it that writing a book, how do you manage to not sound or read dated and continue to be fresh for your audience?
Well, when I'm writing a book, and my kids may read some of it as they're going along, and they'll pick up phrases that I use and say, no one will know what you're talking about. So some expressions, they bring me up to date on, because things that are natural for me to say from all those years ago, they wouldn't go anywhere today.
Oh, okay.
So I do have my critics who keep me somewhat current.
So like an idiom, like I don't know, like cat's got you by the tongue or something like that, right?
Yes. Oh God, I wish I could think of some of them that just jump to my mind, and they look at me puzzled. What does that mean?
You do have to do a lot of research when you write your stories, so you do get like police work right and things like that. When you wrote your historical novel, that must have been a real thrill for you, because you were even delving deeper.
Oh, that was 3 years of primary research, going to the library and being led into a room that is a locked room, and people watching as you turn pages. But I loved doing the background of Mount Vernon Love Story. And now at Mount Vernon, they sell it, and it's to people coming in, and it sells regularly. So it still has a home.
So as a girl who grew up in the Bronx, I know this from your biography that you had become a stewardess. Did traveling to all those other countries kind of open up your awareness of the world, and did that help with the writing?
Oh, it was a magnificent experience, because the war had just ended. Half of London was bomb-pocked. I mean, you see what had happened, and then realize that everybody was coming back. And the first short story I sold happened because of something that happened in Prague when I flew in, and the people at the airport, they had been told to show up because the Soviets just owned the place. And when we flew in a little Pan Am plane, everyone waved and clapped and cheered. And when we were coming back, nobody cheered. They just looked at us. And one man in the plane was weeping. He said, anyone in that crowd would give half his life to be on this plane.
Oh, wow.
And that gave me the idea. Suppose a kid who is an underground kid, and the Soviets are searching for him, and he has sneaked aboard the plane, and the stewardess knows she can't turn him over. Somehow, she has to keep him on the plane until they get to Frankfurt. And that story, what did I call it, for God's sake?
I don't know.
I'm going to find it.
Is it still available?
It's Stowaway is what
Stowaway.
I called it.
Oh, the Stowaway. Okay. Well, it's a real honor to have you on our show, Mary, and you are so delightful. I just love listening to you talk. You remind me of my family. The new book is called I've Got My Eyes on You, and I know everybody's got their eyes on the copy of the book that was sent here, so I will set it aside. If you want to call in, you'll have to call in 622-9622. If I answer your call, then you got the book. The rest of us have to go buy it. I did find it on Amazon. Let me see if I'm right about that. I think I did. Do you have a website, Mary, or no? You just go to the bookstore for you.
Oh, well, Amazon carries it, sure.
Yeah.
MaryHigginsClark.com is the website, but really the sales are through the publishers. I mean, through the bookstores and the chains and the Amazons. I mean, I don't personally get in touch with readers about buying a book.
Yeah.
I give away a lot, I'll tell you that, because the schools like having them, and they're used as a prize. And then sometimes people will say, "Could we have an auction and use one of your characters' names?" That's before I even have the character.
Oh, wow.
And they get $5,000 to $6,000 for it.
Wow.
I'm delighted to do it, and I'm just hoping it's a name that doesn't have 15 consonants in it.
Mary, I promised your publicist that we would get you off at 2 minutes before, and we've already gone late. Mary Higgins Clark, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. That was so much of an honor. Thank you. All right, we will be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Thursday, a nice day with intervals of clouds and sun and a high of 77 to 81. Partly cloudy Thursday night, lows ranging from 54 in the northern interior part of the zone to 66 along the coast in the south. It'll be partly to mostly sunny on Friday, just a shower chance near the coast, the high 80 at the coast, 86 inland. Saturday, sunshine, some clouds, breezy and warm, high 81 at the coast, 90 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9:05 a.m., Bern Perez will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hills Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We will discuss screening techniques and more, so tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m. right here on The Source, WOCA. Embark on a magical night at the Appleton Museum of Art on Saturday, April 14th from 6 till 9 p.m. Follow your book of enchantment around the museum for unicorn carriage rides, magic shows, mermaids, artwork that comes to life, and more. Make mythical art in the art space and enjoy refreshments. Family ticket packages start at $35 for museum members and $50 for non-members. Individual tickets also are available. For details and to purchase tickets, visit appletonmuseum.org.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The Trump administration getting an earful from Americans who say they'd suffer if China follows through on new tariffs, like the president of the California Association of